YouTube, man, what it is, what it ain't. It's your boy, Soul for Tay, and welcome back to another episode of Soul for Sundays, where we express our individuality through the vice of fragrance. Just like the soul, every fragrance can be unique. Blessings, Soulful family. Hope all is well. On today's video, we are talking fall. It's been pretty chilly lately. It's starting, to get cool in the mornings, warm in the day. You start off with that jacket, take it off, and by the end of the day, you putting that jacket back on. So what that tells me is fall is around the corner, which is my favorite season in general, as well as my favorite seasons for fragrances. So if you want to know what my top 10 fragrances I'm looking forward to wearing this fall, stay tuned. All right, we're back, Soulful family. Appreciate y'all for staying tuned. Coming up first on my top 10 fall fragrances that I'm looking forward to wearing this fall is none other than Rose Morocco from the House of Vertus. What you're going to get with this fragrance is some florals, some spices, some woody, almost oud-like undertones. Going to give you a hint of sweetness. Man, you got some key notes of like patchouli, oud, rose, and some other florals in here that just gives you this not necessarily mass appealing, but this alluring vibe that's just going to work. This is a grown man fragrance right here. This right here is simply going to fill a room. Yes, this fragrance, if I remember correctly, fills the room, gives you a great scent bubble, and it's just going to work. Like I said, a soft, floral, spicy, woody fragrance that's just going to get the job done. That is Rose Morocco from the House of Vertus in the number 10 spot. Coming up next, Soulful Family, in the number 9 spot, this is what I like to call the Mr. Steal Your Girl fragrance. This fragrance always get compliments. Women typically always want to know what I'm wearing, gets their attention, and starts a conversation. And this is none other than Montal's Intense Cafe. Been around in the community for a long, long time. If you know, you're going to get coffee, rolls, and incense. Smoky incense with a sweet coffee and vanillic tone with a beautiful rose. Man, if you don't know about this fragrance or never smelled it, this is definitely one you should get your nose on. This lasts all day long, as well as, like I said, gives you a nice scent bubble, projection, performance. Everything about this fragrance is good. Not the highest of qualities, but still a great juice all in all. Compliment magnet, Montal's Intense Cafe. Coming up next in the number 8 spot, this is one of my top 5 date night fragrances, especially for the fall season. This juice right here from the house of, um, I can't remember the house to be exact. It's not even on the bottle. But this is Vanilla Havana. If you know, you know. Right here, vanilla, tobacco, a little booze, some cinnamon. This is just one of those alluring style fragrances that's going to, make whoever you're going on a date with want to slide just a little bit closer to you. So for the fall time, especially fall nights, you got a nice breathe. This is one with great performance, great projection. Not the best of as far as distance projection, gives you a nice sillage bubble. And it's going to, like I said, just make it want to get a little bit closer to you. Tap in to Vanilla Havana in the number 7 spot. My correction, that was the number 8 spot. But coming up next in the actual number 7 spot, a fragrance that has one of the most realistic Dominican coffee vibes to it. That is none other than La Tacita Day Cafe from the house of Day 3. And man, when I tell you this is one of the most elegant coffee fragrances on the market, you get some coffees, some light spices, some vanilla. That vanilla gives it some sweetness. And when I tell you this works, I'm talking about something that's going to catch the wind and, tickle the fancy of people's noses, and they're going to draw them to you to want to know what you got on so they can wear it too. This is that one of the best coffee fragrances on the market, La Tacita Day Cafe from the House of Day 3 in the number 7 spot. And we're back with the number 6 fragrance on my list. This is a fragrance that doesn't get the love it deserves, often passed over in the house. We have Habden from the House of PDM. And what you're going to get here, you got some rose, you got some caramel, you got some woods, and you got some light spices. It might be cinnamon. You got some more florals to go along with the rose. And this is just one of those fragrances that gets slept on, swept off in the house. And I just don't know why. Because if you know PDM, you know they do very mass appealing fragrances. So any and everybody can wear them. Everybody likes them. They get the attention, they get their compliments, but it just works. The scent profile, how confident boosting this fragrance is. Like I said before, the note of rose is just a confident booster in the fragrance. But the way the caramel, the sweetness, and the woods and that rose pair in this fragrance is just a magnificent juice to get your nose on. Number 6 spot, we have Habden from the House of PDM. All right, coming up in the number 5 spot, this is a fragrance that I got early this year that during the summer that typically really wasn't a summer fragrance, but I knew I would be getting a lot of wears of it this fall. And this is from the House of Zaharoff. This is 2010, the lost fragrance of Zaharoff is what I like to call it. If you don't know the story behind this juice, it has no known note breakdown, but check out my full review on it and get my thoughts. But what I like to say, this is to me, it's a fresh, spicy fougere fragrance. This is a true signature scent for the fall grown man style fragrance. I can't tell you what the notes are because nobody knows, not even the owner himself. But like I said, you get some freshness, some spices, and that fougere amber, very ambery style vibe. I'm definitely gonna get a lot of wears of this fall. In all honesty, this is one of those. If you're a fougere guy and you can find this or get your nose on it, this is one you want to check out definitely. And the number 5 spot, we have the Lost Fragrance of Zaharoff 2010. Coming up in the number 4 spot, Soulful Family, we have what I like to call one of the best vanillic oud rose fragrances, in my opinion, in my collection, and that is Aylin from the House of Day 3. People like to compare this to Baby Cat from YSL. You get it for about the first 2 minutes, but Baby Cat who? Baby Cat is not holding a candle to Aylin. You get some rose, you get vanilla, you get a nice smooth and sweet oud, bruh. The way this nuances, you get some cinnamon as well that I just picked up just from the atomizer. Bruh, you talking about the perfect confidence boosting fragrance that's going to get you all the attention and compliments that you want and you desire. A fragrance that's going to last all day and project for about the first 2 hours and then give you a nice sillage and scent bubble. So when the wind catches it, it tickles the fancy in their noses. This is one you definitely want to get your nose on. From the House of Day 3, this is Aylin. All right, in the number 3 spot, this is a fragrance that I had a 2 or 3 5 ml decants of before I originally finally got my full bottle. A fragrance that I like to wear often. You can use it for date nights. It could be a signature scent, but it just works. From the house of BDK, that is Tobacco Rose. And clearly from the name, you know it got tobacco, it got rose, it got some undertones of fruits in here, a hint of tonka bean, and man, talking compliments. Everything on this list is talking compliments. It's talking conversation starters, scent bubble, and scent sillage. That's what I like to give. I don't need to be the most powerful fragrance where you're smelling me down the hallway, but when I walk by, the wind blow, you're going to smell me, you're going to notice me, and you want to know what I'm wearing. That is Tobacco Rose in the number 3 spot. Perfect date night signature scent fragrance for this fall. Coming up in the number 2 spot, we down to the top 2 that I'm looking forward to wearing this fall. This is the fragrance I'm gonna be wearing when I'm out and about in the club, in the lounges, the bars, things of that nature. You know, maybe even the cigar bar, because this fragrance has a little bit of smokiness. Well, not smoke, it's more booziness. And this is Amouage Overture Woman, a fruity, sweet, boozy fragrance. Amouage put a abundance of notes in this juice, and you can tell when you wear it how it changes and nuances through the life of the fragrance. It's marketed to women, but men, fellas, this is one that I say we can wear, we can pull off. This is one of the most, out of all the fragrances we have talked about today, this right here is one of the most alluring and seductive fragrances on this list. You having that cuddle buddy time, or you going to look for somebody to bag and get that number and actually be outside and touch grass, and you're going to talk to some people, and you want to seal the deal with that initial impression. This is the fragrance you want to rock. Amouage Overture Woman in the number 2 spot. Last but not least, Soulful Family, the number 1 spot of fragrance that I'm looking forward to wearing this fall is one of the most artistic and unique fragrances I've ever put my nose on, from the house of Day 3, that is Tres Oros. This fragrance is said to be gourmand, but I also think it's signature scent worthy as well because of the uniqueness. It is made from a Dominican dessert. You have some plantains in here, some cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla, some it might be some citruses or something in the undertone of the opening. But when I tell you this fragrance is the idea, the what is the word I'm looking for? The essential to what you call unique. A lot of companies are doing the same old thing, but the house of Day 3 is stepping out and really, making these big companies, go back to the drawing board and start something new. Because this right here, Tres Oros, alluring, compliment getting, pressure of all pressures right here. This fragrance in itself, the uniqueness alone is going to make people want to stop and talk to you. I can't wait to wear it. This is the fragrance out of all the fragrances we just talked about. I'm looking forward to wearing the most. This honey, cinnamon, plantain vibe that's going on here, bro, it speaks for itself. Get your nose on it. Tap into the House of Day 3, Tres Oros, the number 1 spot on my fall top 10 list. Well, Soulful Family, appreciate y'all for tapping in, sticking around. I know this video is a little bit longer than what you're used to, but tap into some of these fragrances, get samples, get your nose on. Come back to this video and let me know which one you like the best, or which fragrances you're looking forward to wearing this fall. But until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Turn that notification bell on. Until next time, peace and love. Blessings.